Mental Toughness Collection, 3-in-1 book, How to Influence People, Daily Self-Discipline, Stoicism in Modern Life, Gain Perseverance, Resilience, and Overcome Procrastination, a 30-Day Plan. Written by Sean Winter, narrated by Alex North, Quinn Hilton, and Taylor Smith.
How to influence people and become a master of manipulation. Proven methods to analyze people, control your emotions and body language, leverage persuasion in business and relationships. Written by Ethan Grant. Narrated by Tyler Krzeski. How to influence people and become a master of manipulation. Proven methods to analyze people, control your emotions and body language, lever persuasion in business and relationships. Introduction. Everyone has a little manipulator living inside of them. If you're feeling insecure about your life, it might be hard to recognize this quality and the power it can have over others. As humans, we have a wide variety of methods we instinctively fall back on when we want to exercise our influence over others. We might make people doubt their own judgment in lieu of our personal advice when we want something. We could make people feel guilty about something we don't like. Or we might put on the charm to entice someone to do something that they're reluctant to do. It's all part of daily communication, and we start relying on it very early in life. However, somewhere along the line, we become convinced that manipulation has somehow become immoral, that there is something inherently indecent about it, and so they change their means of communication. Sadly, this leaves them vulnerable to the devices of those who recognize that the skill is merely a tool that can be used for both good and bad purposes. As a result, they find themselves being manipulated and pushed to do things they don't really want to do. They end up feeling powerless, frustrated, and out of control. What they are failing to recognize is that manipulation, like any other craft, is a skill that can easily be developed and used in a positive way to help them achieve their goals. Just by making a few tweaks to their body language, speech, and behavior, all of us can position ourselves to become masters of our own lives. It doesn't matter if you're a parent trying to get your child to clean his room, or the CEO of a major corporation trying to motivate a massive workforce. Getting past your own insecurities and learning how to use this skill can change the whole dynamic of your life. It has sometimes been referred to as a form of dark persuasion, as if to imply that there is something mysteriously evil about manipulation. On the surface, it may seem like that is true. After all, when you hear the word manipulation, the mind automatically conjures up intriguing ideas. Visions of science fiction movies on mind control play out in your head. Hypnotists attempting to get you to do strange or embarrassing things you wouldn't normally do. And unethical people who want to persuade you into some form of questionable acts. But these are all misconceptions of what manipulation is all about. The most common belief about manipulation is that it involves one person taking control over another as if they were a puppet with them controlling the strings. But what most people are missing is that the true art of manipulation has nothing to do with getting people to do things against their will, but is instead a gentle form of persuasion that will convince them to want the same thing that you want. In other words, manipulation is simply deep form of persuasion, something that all of us do in our everyday lives. Your goal is to get others to believe that whatever action they are taking was actually their idea all along. While there are always going to be people who will use this skill for questionable purposes, but doesn't mean that the art of persuasion itself is wrong. A person can use a knife to prepare a meal for their family, or they can use it to cause harm to someone else. The knife itself is not the problem. It is how someone chooses to use it. If you follow the media, then you know that historically there have been an endless stream of charismatic people that have put forth a lot of effort to influence and maneuver people to do their bidding. They look to control the behaviors of the masses in subtle ways that may be difficult to notice. All of us have heard of the horrific stories of the Nazi oppression of the Jews during World War II.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?